Good morning and welcome to this online seminar about nature-based solutions. My name is Cristian García-Espina and I work in the Department of Projects at the local development agency in Malaga, Spain. In this space, I will present the cluster of nature-based solution companies and entities created in the city of Malaga. Well, let's start with a cluster definition. A cluster is a group of entities with a common interest in collaboration and joint work. This group is made up of members who work together with the objective of obtaining common benefits. The concept of nature-based solutions was first developed by the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN. This organization operates worldwide and has its headquarters for the Mediterranean region in Malaga. You can find more information in the link below. The creation of a cluster of companies based on nature arises from the need to make this new sector of activity visible, which is identified for contributing to the resilience of cities as well as the reincorporation of elements of nature into the management of public and private space in cities. The development of this type of strategy is meaningless if the private sector is not involved. This way, the quadruple helix model adopted by the cluster pivots on four fundamental axes: academics, made of universities, research centers, and knowledge in general; civil society, represented through foundations, associations, and NGOs; public administration, with the ability to convene and develop projects at different levels; and finally, the industry, made out of private companies belonging to the productive sector with the knowledge to develop and implement projects. In this sense, it was necessary to establish a group of companies that were the benchmark for the industry in the implementation of policies and actions related to NBS. This way, IUCN led the creation of a first group of companies with its value proposition clearly identified. From the beginning, these companies decided to invest time and resources since they knew how to understand the benefits of being part of this cluster. Later, and thanks to the European project Connecting Nature and the incorporation of ProMalaga to the NBS cluster, the management structure begins to be formalized. ProMalaga, with the collaboration of BioAzul, supports the activities of Connecting Nature in the area of Malaga, its main mission being to act as a local development agency in Malaga. Finally, the NBS cluster is established on May 14, 2019 as an association within the Spanish legal framework 1/2002 of March 22nd. Once the legal framework has been established, the main sectors and areas represented in the cluster are identified through the different participating entities as follows: environmental education, social innovation, public participation and communication, water engineering, eco-architecture, gardening and sustainable landscaping, algae production, spatial and three-dimensional information capture, geographic information systems, business plans, green marketing, and sustainable entrepreneurship. Between the aims and objectives of the cluster, it will be essential to study and knowledge of NBS in collaborations with multilateral organizations, public administrations, companies, and associations. Another objective emerging from this collaboration is the promotion of synergies between companies, professionals, whether they're partners or not, and organizations related to NBS. Also, the promotion of interactions and collaboration with other entities working in the same field with the intention of promoting the exchange of experiences on NBS. It will also be key to encourage the exchange of information and ideas as well as the training and retraining of professionals. This will facilitate to promote projects and actions aimed at the promotion and implementation of NBS. To meet these goals, some actions are proposed by the cluster. Create, promote, and encourage all kinds of actions that tend to the best development and knowledge of NBS by society. The cluster also looks for the generation of space for exchange, debate, and reflection for the development of the sector and should disseminate all the information on nature-based solutions to recognize them as solutions with great added value for society. Promote the concept of NBS in the business world for the generation of job options that will act as fuel for this sector. Other key actions are to cooperate and collaborate with public and private institutions at the local, regional, national, and international level. Finally, the disclosure, dissemination, and promotion of the association itself and its purposes, as well as contributing to the external projection of the association. For the proper functioning of the cluster, an internal regulation has been established. This way, cluster member meets once a month to discuss recent activities, new opportunities, future projects, and future steps to follow. As communication channels, we use Google Drive as a repository of documents relevant to the cluster such as tenders or informative publications. We have also created a specific WhatsApp group and soon we will launch our own website and email address. The approval and addition of new members is discussed internally, taking into account the current limit of 30 or 35 companies as a maximum. The payment of an annual fee has also been fixed, establishing a scale by type of company identity. Depending on the competences of the different participating entities, a working group may be created, either by activity, training, research, communication, proposal preparation, etc., or by sector, climate change, water management, public participation, and social innovation. As an association, the cluster will generate income through membership fee, contract and awarded project, education and training activities. At the same time, it generates expenses from administration and communication activities, and subcontracting expenses derived from consulting and training as well. Since its creation, the cluster has carried out a large number of activities. For example, several entities of the cluster have already collaborated in the preparation and delivery of 2 proposals for projects financed by the European Commission. In addition, different members of the cluster have carried out communication and dissemination activities that include participation in national and international events. Radio interviews, and of course Twitter. We have also participated in online seminars on NBS. And a research group has been created in ResearchGate to generate and share scientific material. Some members of the cluster have also collaborated in the organization of a summer course. And others have participated in the Climate Road to explore the climate emergency and its solutions in Malaga. Some of our next activities include the organization and participation in several conferences on nature-based solutions, an NBS catalog with good practices in the province of Malaga and methodology to replicate them, education and training of municipal technicians in the province of Malaga. Within the benefits for the cluster participating companies, we can identify the creation of synergies and opportunities for collaboration among cluster companies, direct access to scientific information and knowledge, demonstration and validation of our products and services by highly prestigious members entities such as IUCN or the University of Malaga, detection of existing needs and demands, the existence of other needs and demands from other members of the cluster which could translate into opportunities for the companies that can supply these demands, and finally, the identification of new market opportunities for its products and services. From the point of view of a municipal entity participating in the cluster, grants a series of benefits derived from the creation of a new activity sector with its own know-how. It also supports the improvement and efficiency of resource use, the increase in infrastructure quality, combining or replacing grey infrastructure with nature-based solutions, the incorporation of appropriate general and environmental management practices, the creation of a better quality space for citizens, the improvement in biodiversity conservation, and finally, a key support to mitigate climate change. Thanks for your attention. It has been a pleasure to share with you our experience as a NBS cluster. At the end of this presentation, I leave you with this quote from Henry Ford. Getting together is a start, staying together is progress, working together is success.